The judge's gavel hadn't even touched the wood when a small, steady voice echoed through the courtroom, making every adult freeze in their seat. My name is Hannah Thompson, and I'm 58 years old. I thought I had lived through every kind of heartbreak a marriage could offer. 34 years with the same man teaches you how to swallow disappointment quietly, how to smile in public while your private life cracks apart. That morning, I walked into my divorce hearing believing it would be like every other legal formality: cold words, dry papers, and a final signature ending something that had been broken for years. I didn't expect my 12-year-old granddaughter Lily to change everything. She sat beside me, legs swinging slightly above the floor, clutching a small backpack like it held her entire world. My husband's soon-to-be ex stood across the room, confident, almost smug. He had spent months painting me as unstable, forgetful, and difficult. He wanted the house, the savings, and most of all, the narrative that I was the problem. The judge, looking over his spectacles, asked if either side had anything further to add. Before my liar could even begin to stand, Lily slowly rose from her seat. A soft murmur rippled through the courtroom. The judge looked surprised but not unkind. "Young lady," he said gently. Lily swallowed hard, her hands shaking just a little. "Your Honor," she said, her voice surprisingly clear, "I have permission from my grandma to speak." I turned to her, completely stunned. She hadn't mentioned this part. All she'd said was, "Trust me, Grandma." The judge, intrigued, nodded. "Go ahead." Lily reached into her backpack and pulled out an old beat-up phone. The screen was cracked in a spiderweb pattern. "This is my grandpa's phone from last year," she explained. "He gave it to me when he bought a new one. I don't think he knew it still saved things." For the first time that day, my husband shifted, his confident smile flickering. Lily pressed a button. And then, the courtroom filled with his voice, clear, unmistakable, laughing as he spoke to someone on the other end. He was boasting about hiding money, about how Hannah won't notice a thing, about how if he just acted calm and collected in court, the judge would eat it up. Then came another recording. His voice again, but sharper this time, nastier. He was calling me names, cruel things he only said behind closed doors. He admitted he stayed married only because a divorce would cost him too much financially. The room went utterly silent. I felt my chest tighten, not from pain but from a strange, overwhelming relief. For years, I had known who he truly was. Now, everyone else did too. The judge's expression hardened into granite. My husband's lawyer leaned in, whispering urgently, but it was far too late. Lily stopped the recording and looked straight ahead, her voice quiet but brave. "My grandma raised me when my mom couldn't," she said, looking right at the judge. "She reads me stories every single night. She's not what he says she is." I couldn't hold back my tears anymore, but they weren't tears of sadness. They were tears of validation. The judge called for a recess, but the entire energy in that courtroom had already shifted. When we returned, the ruling was swift and firm. The hidden assets were investigated. The lies were noted in the record. The sympathy my husband had been banking on vanished completely. I didn't just walk out of that courthouse with a fair settlement. I walked out with my dignity restored, my head held high. Outside, under the bright sun, Lily slipped her small hand into mine. "I told you," she said with a shy smile. "You weren't alone." At that moment, I realized something powerful. Justice doesn't always come from loud arguments or perfect legal strategies. Sometimes, it comes from a brave child pressing play at exactly the right time and reminding the world who you really are. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've ever felt unheard, remember that truth has a way of finding the light. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories like this one.